Well, 2020 has been an extraordinary year, and yet perhaps we see the importance of growing in Christ and making Him known with a renewed clarity this year. Over the next 3 weeks, we'll be reviewing our 4 priorities as a church and also speaking about financial partnership. Now, at St. Stephen's here, we prioritise 4 areas of church life. Last week, we heard about growth groups. This week, we'll hear about kids and youth. Let me hand over to Elizabeth to speak about the kids and youth priority.
Okay, if you're a regular member of St. Stephen's, you'll recently have received a Kids and Youth update for 2020. If you haven't read that yet, can I encourage you to do that? Because there's been some really good things that have happened. The one I want to draw attention to today is just the team members, the Kids and Youth team members, who've demonstrated resilience and creativity and commitment as they have carried out some really challenging adaptation to the situation in 2020. In March, they had very little notice that they were going to need to connect virtually with their groups. And then in term 3, with a bit more notice, they had to go back to on-site meetings with very changed situations. So they've had to be very adaptable this year. Throughout that, they've been driven by their purpose to remain connected with children and their families, to help their children and young people grow, and to reach out to children and young people with the good news. So, contrary to lots of the culture that's happening at the moment, I want to say that 2020 has been a very good year for kids and youth. And I'm looking forward to building on what we've learnt this year. We're losing a number of key people at the end of the year, and looking forward to building new teams in 2021. And also, because we've seen the importance of having a really clear purpose, I'm looking forward to honing our purpose even further as we seek to help our children and young people grow in Christ and grow in their ability to make Him known to others. I've recently been reading Ezra, and a verse in chapter 5, verse 5, it really struck me as being relevant to us. The eyes of their God was watching over the elders of the Jews, and they were not stopped. And as I read that, I thought, I think we can truthfully say that the eye of our God was watching over the kids and youth ministries, and we were not stopped. Thank God.
You will have received the financial partnership booklet. If you haven't received it, please contact the church office and Rachel will send one out to you. Today we get to enjoy God's blessing as we officially open the area that's on front of the booklet, and that's a direct result of our financial partnership together. So before Sunday, November the 22nd, I'm going to ask you to spend some time to reflect on your capacity to financially partner in the work of the church for the year to come. Then on that Sunday, the 22nd, we'll fill out our commitment cards together. Now, on the centre page of this booklet, you will see a copy of the commitment card. On the left-hand side, there is a new section on online giving and anonymity. And this goes into more details about how the wardens we elect manage our finances. There's a couple of new aspects to our cards as well. Firstly, up the top, there's a new tick box. This is a response to some requests because many people set up a periodic payment and occasionally these payments lapse without the giver noticing. So this year we're going to set up a system where you can opt into being contacted if your periodic payment lapses. There's more details about that on the right. Now, on our pledge card, the lower section, there's our weekly financial partnership at the top, as normal, and particular pledges at the bottom, as normal. Now, there are 2 new pledges for improvement to building and equipment. Firstly, there's improvements to the kids' play area. And secondly, the sealing of the car park. You might say, well, why seal the car park? Is that too obvious a question to answer? I don't know. Well, it looks run down, doesn't it? It is run down. A well-maintained site says that this church isn't a dining institution, but that we're actually an active, well-used church who care about what we're doing. Now, we've put down the amount needed to be raised as $20,000. If you know much about the cost of asphalting, you'll know that it's way in excess of $20,000 to seal that car park. So let me just tell you the story. The Wardens came to an agreement with the builders in Fulton Street that in exchange for use of our car park, the builders agreed to prepare the car park for asphalting. That means that we would only be responsible for the cost of the asphalting, not the preparation work. In addition to that, one of our feast parents who works in asphalting has agreed to do the asphalting work at cost without charging for labour. So without wanting to sound like a guy on the midnight shopping channel, we've got an opportunity to get this done quickly and relatively inexpensively, and it may well be one of those once-off opportunities. So that's the booklet. I'd really appreciate it, you taking time, as Jen and I plan to do, to think and pray about your financial commitment to the church in 2021.